So happy to have you here today, Kumud, and being our next person on our Level Up Your Career series. You also recently became a first-time CIO, so congratulations to you. And with that said, I would love to hear a little bit more about you and your journey to becoming a CIO.
Mary, thank you so much for having me in this conversation, taking time and speaking with me. I'm really excited to have this conversation with you today. And thank you for the wishes as well. The journey to becoming a CIO, I would have to say it's been incredible. It's been an exciting journey spanning 25 plus years. I just going back in history, I have a unique background of like accounting and finance and computer science. I think I've also had the pleasure of working at some mission-driven companies over the span of my careers and in various industries, oil and gas, finance, technology, hospitality, retail, and now agriculture. And I think what this experience has truly allowed me is to learn and grow and get to where I am today. And I've also been blessed with working with some extremely talented people who have helped me grow. So I'm really glad where I am today. But the best visual depiction of this is if you can imagine the iceberg visual where you see part of the iceberg on top, but there's so much more
Mhm.
beneath, and that's true of not. I'd say that's true of not just my career, but everybody who's been at this level, or anyone who's gone through this journey. That holds true for all of us.
Great. And so we know a little bit about Kumud, the BT leader, Kumud, the CIO. I would love to hear about who you are outside of work. So who is Kumud besides a first-time CIO?
Wait, there is something outside of work? No, nobody told me this. No, outside of work, I'm a regular guy. I enjoy spending time with my family and my friends, and as you know, I love puns and I love dad jokes. So I'll probably insert one of those somewhere in our discussion today. We'll see how it goes. But my hobbies include photography, something that I've done over the past 30 plus years or so, and then travel, and then during the pandemic, I've picked up this hobby of bartending skills. So there's I can I'm not trying to brag, but I can make a mean jalapeno gin and tonic.
That sounds amazing. I'm gonna tap you on the shoulder next time we have a systematic happy hour. We have an in-house bartender.
I would pay you to do that job.
Oh my gosh, Camille, we'll connect outside of this and get the ball rolling on some really cool bartending jobs for you. But I love to hear that. Anytime I get to talk a little bit more with community members and get to know them, both like in their roles and outside, it's my favorite part of this job. And circling back to your new role as a CIO, I'd like to take a little peek behind the curtain and hear about some of your top priorities going into 2022.
Yeah. So as you know, I've been in this role now for 3 months, and as we started the new year. I can't believe January is already over. We're looking at February. My first goal primarily is to understand our business. I don't come from an agriculture background, so there's a lot of learning that I'm doing as part of my onboarding process. I also wanted to understand the IT organization and primarily just build alignment between the work that we do directly to both the top line revenue growth and the bottom line cost savings. Our mission, one of the things that we worked over the past 3 months, is to empower the productivity of our workforce and our farmers. and be very strategic thought partners to our stakeholders. And in that mission statement, Mary, by design, you will see that it doesn't have the words information technology, and that's by design, because we believe that not only can we enable the technology, but we can be strategic thought partners to our businesses and our stakeholders. So our biggest priorities in 2022 right now is to build and buy technology that enables the growth of our business. We're in a hyper growth mode from a business perspective. Today we operate at FBN. We are all about farmers. We operate in US, Canada, and Australia, and we would be growing above and beyond that. But we do have a roadmap and a laundry list of projects that we are engaged on, we are delivering on a quarter by quarter basis. But at the end of the day, we are working on our mission essentially to empower the productivity of our stakeholders.
Sounds great. And I'm hearing a few keywords pop out to me, like empowering and strategizing, and hearing that you're in hyper growth. So I wanted to dig a little bit deeper on that, especially as you're in this high growth time right now in your company. What are you really focusing on in the process of building out your team? Do you have some key roles that you identify as having the highest impact? You recently spoke in our CIO panel and kind of touched on building out your BT team, but would love to dive in a little bit deeper and kind of like the process of building out your team while you're in this hyper growth stage.
Yeah. One of the things that I feel incredibly lucky at joining FBN is that I'm joining a extremely talented, dedicated, hardworking team of almost 40 people. And we are together, we're going to grow this team over the year and in the coming years. Our vision is to become a world-class IT organization that enables the execution of our business strategy. And so there are multiple roles that we have coming up. In fact, over the next year, we would see about 30 to 35% growth in the IT organization. I'm going to be looking for senior roles. Solutions architects are top of our list. Cloud networking engineers. IT governance and compliance work that we've got going on. So there's a variety of. Right now we have 6 open roles in the IT org that we are hiring for. So here's my selfish pitch is to anybody who's listening is like if you're looking for an innovative and challenging environment where you feel empowered to make a difference, come join us. If you're looking to learn something new, like agriculture, come join us. If you're looking to do something disruptive, which we are doing, come join us. Like if you have a learning mindset and you don't mind getting deep into technology and learning about new areas of focus, like I will personally guarantee that you will not be disappointed by joining FBN.
Hear that, everyone? That's Kumud's plug to come join his team, where you'll be challenged and have dad jokes galore.
Absolutely. Yes, the dad jokes are a bonus.
I think that's a pretty good bonus. And so we've seen you transition since you joined the community into this role as a CIO, but how did you decide you were ready to move into that role? Did you have a champion who encouraged you to take that jump, or was it more like perfect opportunity that kind of fell into your lap?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I would say, just looking back on my career as a whole, there's a saying that has stuck with me most of my career, which is I ride on the shoulder of giants. There's a lot of people who have invested in me. And I'm extremely grateful for that. Like I also have, and we talked a little bit about this in the CIO panel. I have a personal board of directors. These are people that I either know personally or professionally in my life who have taken the time to invest in me. And this is a group of people that I go to anytime I've considered an advancement in my career or change in role or something that I'm working through. I've gone to this board of directors to get their guidance. And I'm lastly, I would say I've just also been incredibly lucky to be in the right place at the right time. And all of this came true that led me to FBN last year when an executive recruiter had reached out to me, and then we started we started having the conversation about FBN. And as I met the leadership team here, I was just blown away by the the incredible talent that we have and the tenureship of the executive leadership team. So 7-year-old company, almost 8-year-old company, and on an average the tenureship has been around 4.5, 5 years, and that speaks volumes about the leadership team. And that combined with the notion of agriculture seems to be the almost the last place that has not been touched by technology, and we are doing something incredibly disruptive in that market towards our family farmers. Our mission as FBN is to power the prosperity of family farms across the globe, and that's what really excites me. So that's how I got known about FBN. I came to learn about FBN, but it was a combination of going through that process, but also relying on my personal board of directors to help me get through this journey.
Yeah, and I love that you have like a personal board of directors. It's really taking that initiative and being proactive in your own career journey and making sure that you have people to support you and people you can lean on and go to for mentorship, which is kind of in line with my next question for you. So you talked a little bit about having your board with you, but what are some of the other things to do outside of work that can help someone as they move up into like an executive or C-level roles? I think you mentioned like having mentors and having a really strong network. I would love to hear what some are the other opportunities that people can do to really help them level up.
I think the first and foremost, join the systematic community. That's grow the network and build strong relationships across the community. I would also say understand the business, like wherever you are today. Understand that business really well, build that skill. This is a skill and a muscle that a lot of technology leaders, IT leaders have to absolutely strengthen, which is the ability to translate business speak into geek or tech, and the ability to do that will put us in a much stronger position to be able to have a business conversation, understand the business, understand how IT and technology can add value to the business overall. Above and beyond that, coming back to this notion of the systematic community, just build your network. Like, have your own personal board of directors. We all have people who have helped us, invested in us, helped us grow in the past, and having a very thought out plan of where you want to go and how you want to get there, and have those conversations. The last thing I would add to that is, also announce your aspirations. If C-level roles are where, or executive roles are where one wants to be, announce those aspirations to the universe so your network is aware of what you're looking for in that change, right? And eventually someone will hear about an amazing opportunity and think of you, and then it'll help you connect the dots and at least give you the opportunity to explore that. So when an opportunity knocks, absolutely open that door. At least answer the doorbell and see where it takes you.
Yeah, it's awesome. And curious, have any connections that you've had in Systematic helped you along the way in your career journey?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, the systematic community itself has helped me expand my thought process, and I'll give you a couple of examples in this. When I was, you know, and I'm going to name a few names. I'm going to name drop here. You know, Bhaskar has definitely been a ally and a partner that you know, I've had the opportunity to get to know over the past few years. This was possibly when I was transitioning from Airbnb into Stitch Fix, and I was starting my journey at Stitch Fix. As I was forming and building the business technology team, you know, I would rely on Bhaskar and his network of people who helped me connect with other business technology leaders through a variety of channels. Back in the good old days when we actually used to meet people and face to face, you know, we had a few of those, and then also launching the systematic community. I think digitizing that in some shape or form, bringing all of us together, has been extremely helpful. As my scope of responsibilities grew at Stitch Fix, you know, beyond business technology, into infrastructure, into networking, into, you know, this community again became ground zero for me to come in and ask questions, look for help. And one of the amazing things about this network has been that, you know, A, they're not shy, and B, they're absolutely willing to help. So one of the other lessons in my career that I've learned is be ready to ask for help, and put it out there that, hey, this is the challenge that I'm facing, and chances are, you know, if that is a challenge I'm facing, there are other folks in the community or the network who are facing a very similar challenge, and you know, we're all trying to help each other get better and be successful.
I can definitely attest to the fact that the people in the community are so willing to help. And I just want to point out for those of you who don't know yet, Kumud has been a member Systematic since we were kind of like a baby community. And now that we've grown since Kumud's joined from 300 members to almost 5,000, his responsibilities in the community have not diminished. You've been a part of steering committees, have hosted multiple meetups, and even participated in our conferences. I think what's next for you, Kumud, is being the head bartender of the community. So your opportunities here will not end. But I'm glad to hear that you found value in the community, and we've definitely found value in having you be a member of the community.
So here comes the dad joke, which is I can be the HBO for Systematic, which is the head bartender officer.
I like it. I mean, as community manager, I will hire you on as our HBO. Oh, I love that.
There were definitely a bunch of groans that yeah.
I love that one. I think we should keep it. And then just a couple fun questions to kind of round us out. I would love to hear if throughout your career journey, if there's ever been like certain accomplishments that you feel have really set you apart in the industry, or maybe mentioning a project that you were especially proud of. I would love to hear like a little highlight from you.
Yeah, I can definitely talk about that. You know, I would also, just as a reminder, there is, as I'll talk about the accomplishments and the successes that I've had. There is, again, going back to that the visual of the iceberg, there are a variety of failures that have happened as well, which are really important learning moments throughout anyone's career, especially in mine. But you know, focusing on some of the accomplishments across over the few years that I've been working, I've had a lot of those. Like one of the critical moments in my career journey was moving from software development to a technology partner. Starting, so I talked about the fact that I have a master's in computer science, and I spent the first part of my career doing software development, and then became a technology partner, starting an HR shared services team, building a business systems team, learning about finance technology, learning about marketing technology. I'm also extremely proud of the work that we've done at Airbnb and Stitch Fix. I think over the last 8 years that I was at these two amazing places. The formation of the business systems team, which 8 years ago truly was not a notion of business technology, business systems, that was just about forming. So, felt very innovative in building that out. And then scaling companies. And the something that I've also been really proud of, and this is a testament to the team, is that in both at Airbnb and as well as Stitch Fix in the first years, I've been proud of the fact that there was 0% voluntary turnover. Like we had no turnover, voluntary turnover on the team, and we were growing leaps and bounds. The last thing I would add to that is each of these places, there's been some digital transformation that has happened, and one that comes to mind right now is at Stitch Fix, which I was lucky enough to lead the team that revamped the entire supply chain technology and process there. And those projects come, once in a few years, and being part of that transformation, being part of that journey was incredibly gratifying for me.
Love to hear that. And on to our final and fun questions of our talk today, Kumud. The people want to know, if you could automate anything in your life, what would it be?
If I could automate anything in my life, it would definitely be, home cooked meals that are prepared and delivered. They just happen. Like ingredients chop themselves. They get on the stove. The whole thing cooks itself, and delicious home cooked meals ready for me, like a 4-course dinner ready. This is the second dad joke. Is there a workado recipe for that? So,
oh, I wish I would be using it every single day. Well,
so yeah, a recipe which would automate home cooked meals for me.
I love that answer. I think I would also have to agree with you. That sounds amazing. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much for your time today, Kumud, and giving such thoughtful answers. I feel like even though I've known you for a while, I got to know you a little bit more. I hope the community gets to know you a little bit more. And everyone, don't be afraid. Reach out, connect with Kumud. Endless dad jokes, endless fun. But thank you so much. I'm excited to see everything that you're going to do in your new role. And again, he's hiring everyone. Head over and check him out. But thank you again, Kumud.
Thank you so much, Mary. This was so much fun. Thanks for taking the time, and incredibly humbled to be part of this community. Thank you.